All right, let us listen very carefully to the audio in the background here. And Anam Koma, these are the big brothers. And, you know, in Harare, there is a meeting happening. They are saying they don't want people in town on this date. This one is a water truck. They are doing that for all those who want to be nuisance cow. They are entering Harare CBD, looking for those looking for trouble. This is a warning. Okay, that's a support unit truck there. Right, so Chitungwiza is where I stay. I haven't heard any speculation in the streets, even though I'm rarely in the streets. But if something is very, very unpopular or popular, I should have heard of it wherever I am. However, just one pass through of these guys here is enough to spark fear, as we could hear those guys speaking in the background there. Now, what ZANU-PF meeting was happening in Harare CBD? There was a ZANU-PF youth assembly meeting going on in Harare CBD. Before we go there, we saw this. Hope you want to make a post on x.com. Hope you want to make a post on x.com. Let me just put it on the screen here. He posts one of the images. This is the image he posts there. We see a military truck there in the Chitungwiza area. Enough respect to everybody who's watching us live right now. Can you confirm if you can hear me loud and clearly? Can you confirm if you can hear me loud and clearly? So what does Awopo Chungwono write here? He writes, this is real time in Chitungwiza, St. Mary's Township, as Zimbabwean dictator, he calls him a dictator, displays a high levels of paranoia. Mnangagwa has turned cities into military zones, banning public events, including music shows. He prepares the SADC summit. Since June 16, he imprisoned 78 pro-democracy activists, including a woman with 1-year-old baby. Mnangagwa has jailed almost 100 activists. Last week, his Secret Service agents forcibly removed 4 activists from a plane bound for Victoria Falls and severely tortured one of them for 8 hours, to the point where doctors fear a permanent kidney failure. The situation in Chitungwiza Township is now alarming and reflects the repressive measures Mnangagwa is willing to take to maintain control, turning cities into military zones and banning public gatherings of the SADC summit is a clear violation of Zimbabwe's rights to freedom of assembly and expression. The guy is illegitimate and running scared of his own citizen, violating the constitution. So I think today I just went out once going to the shops at Zengeza 2 North St. Mary's, so I didn't come across any military vehicles or any ZRP support unit. However, ZRP support unit has been hosted at St. Mary's police station for a very long time, right about now. However, if it was one pass through, just that one pass through is enough to spark fear. Then at 6:30 or later on, we saw a publishing by the Herald Zimbabwe, which reads, ZDF ready to deal with disasters. I'm just going to read part of it. The Zimbabwe Defense Forces has realigned its human resources to actively respond to disasters. This would be responsive to climate change, which has become a consistent threat to state and national security. Commander of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, General Philip Valerio Sibanda, said. He was speaking at an interview ahead of Heroes and Defense Forces Day commemorations slated for next week. General Sibanda said the Zimbabwe Defense Forces has created a robust disaster management and response system comprising of different expertise from both proactive and reactive measures to deal with potential threats of natural disasters. He said Cyclone Idai in 2019 was an eye-opener for the Zimbabwe Defense Forces as it exposed the gaps in disaster response systems, which prompted the ZDF through Zimbabwe National Defense University to develop a master's degree in disaster management. The degree is now in the second year and will aid in filling the missing gaps in disaster response. And he is quoted, "Our responses to the challenges we face are informed by a thorough analysis of the environment and the other military organizations in the region. Again, we have reviewed to deal with both traditional and non-traditional threats as we go forward. The example at our university, we have developed a new degree program to cater for disasters," he said. So here we're seeing he's talking of natural disasters there. That is General Philip Valerio Sibanda.